Ghostly greetings, my dudes. Ghostly greetings in the final video of 6 that I had to record in 2 days to stay current with videos. I don't know how I'm going to upload these, how to keep the schedule in order, but I'm going to do it. So here we go. All right. The final one is the Encyclopedia Horrifica by Joshua Gee. I don't know how to describe this book. It's sort of a quick look at encyclopedia. I read these quite often. Like cool little pictures on like horror movies, shark attacks, you know, howling werewolves, questions and answers. Just a quick little addendum, there's a chapter with skulls. And this reminds me of something I would totally get at the book fair. Like, you know, I pick up my 3 or 4 Goosebump books. I get my Lamborghini poster. Sunfire Yellow, of course. And then I'd have a couple bucks left over. I'd usually be able to talk my dad or somebody to let me have $1 or 2. And I'd buy something like this, because these were usually on the cheap. And it was just a little encyclopedia that I could read about werewolves and ghosts and stuff. I've never heard of Joshua Gee, and I don't really know what this is. But I got this for like the super cheap. And I thought I'd flip through it. And honestly, I'm impressed. I really liked, they talk about Nosferatu, like the vampire movie that's over 100 years old. You know, octopus attacks, weird alien creatures. I know you're saying all this seems right up Pruitt's alley, which it totally does. Haven't been to the freak show. And then they have like stuff on ESP and psychics. So I've never heard of this before. I don't know if this is rare. I don't know if this is just something that people have that I was unaware of. But what I do know is that was a fun way to kill a couple hours. I read about that for like 2 hours. I looked at all the pictures and I YouTubed and Googled stuff based on it. And I had a fun little afternoon with that book. I got off of work and I read that from like noon to 2, and then I YouTubed stuff and hauntings and, you know, went down that hole. And I honestly want to say thanks to Joshua Gee, because that made a pretty fun little day. That made me a pretty fun little day of learning about horror movies, and etc. and etc. And I just thought it was cool. It isn't a short encyclopedia book. There's no real story. Just basically questions and answers about werewolves. You know, who did it. You know, Mothman, cryptids, cryptozoology, stuff like that. It's basically your encyclopedia to vampires, ghosts, and monsters. And, you know, other things like that. And a little bit deeper detail, which is a cool stepping stone, because let's say there's something you get really into, like the Bram Stoker, the Nosferatu, or the Jersey Devil. Well, now this is a go way that you could have like, oh, cool, I found out about so much shit. Now I can take what I like and just delve deeper into that well of just darkness and despair, like your boy Pruitt did, because I really enjoy cults and stuff from H.P. Lovecraft. So I learned about cults, and then I basically I leveled up and studied many cults, and then I found a few cults that are really cool that I could actually study, and I know a lot about cults now because of something, because of something like this. So if you're into this, and maybe something like this will, and also look at that death head moth on the cover. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. But I always love things like that, like serial killers. You get encyclopedia serial killers. You get a few that you really like. John Wayne Gacy, Dahmer, and you just sort of go with it. That's it. They do a decent enough job with werewolves, vampires, and UFOs, I'm not going to lie. The psychic section, I think, is a bit much. I'm not big into psychics. But they do a deep dive into some of that stuff, and I just think this is a cool little fun way to spend a day. I also don't know if this is expensive. I just checked out from the library and looked through it. But this has been your boy Pruitt, guys, and that is my 6th and final review. I haven't been able to record any videos for like 2 weeks, and between a dinosaur book and this book, which are super short, and an audio book plus physical reading of Buddha, boy, did I finish some books, but those are all really short. But I still didn't get time to talk about them for several weeks just because of scheduling and work and whatnot. And that happens, you know. We all been there. But it's been about 5 minutes. This has been your boy Pruitt, guys. So I'd highly recommend checking out the Encyclopedia Horrifica from Joshua Gee. I really like how they go to like the ghost hunting cameras then versus the cameras now. The only issue is now the cameras take better pictures, but they're easier to fake. Back in the day, you can't fake a Polaroid. And that's big thing I use for ghost hunting. Okay, but this has been your boy Pruitt, guys, and y'all stay creepy.